OMIE. Who are you?
Annie?
That's Annie. What? What do we got? Who are you?
You want me to say my whole name like it's
Yeah.
supposed to be?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Anna Ubel.
Do you have a middle name?
Yeah, but I never use it.
What is it?
I didn't like it.
Oh, you didn't like it?
My mother, and I never wanted to hurt my mother's feelings. Priska.
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 Oh, with a K. I thought it was going to be a C.
Yeah.
I know.
What was your birth name? Your birth name.
My first name?
Your birth.
Anna Buer.
Yeah.
Okay. Where'd you, well, let's start with your parents. Who were your parents? What were your parents' names and where'd they grow up, I guess, and how did we,
Oh,
you know?
Albert Buer and Priska Blank.
Oh, her first name was your middle name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did they grow up in Germany? Like how?
Yeah. They came over in their early 20s.
Okay.
And they met in Doylestown Inn.
What was it like coming over here though? Like explain the boat again and everything, how they...
The last time my mother was there, you mean? My father?
No, when they came to America for the first time. They came on a boat, right?
Yeah.
Explain that.
Oh my God. My mother was very, very sick. Seasick.
Yeah.
She was laying in it. She was very, very sick. And my dad, I never heard, just on a big ship, like my mother did. But I think he was here first before my mother. He had a friend. He lived in Philadelphia. They grew up together, went to school together. And he was here before my dad. And he wanted my dad to work for him in his factory. He made scissors.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, my dad said, that's not for me. I can't work in a factory, just doing the same thing. My mother, Aunt, Mrs. Hine, who owned it, Doylestown Inn, gave her a job and gave my dad a job. So it was separate times, you know. They didn't meet yet. They only met later as they were working. That's all I know about that. Oh, and then when I was a baby, they lived in Doylestown near the high school in one of those houses. I think my dad rented one because they had pictures when I was a baby. That's why I know that.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something though, Mom? Didn't Oma, because your mom is my Oma,
Yeah.
she had to have a sponsor. Was it a sponsor? It was called then to come
Mrs.
here.
Hine was her sponsor.
It was called her sponsor so
Yeah.
that she could be here
Yeah.
from Germany, right?
And then my dad's friend that had the scissor factory, he helped my dad come over.
What was the sponsor though? What did she have to do? She had to...
I guess they had to sign papers and stuff, but I don't really know. I never asked.
But they had to know them.
I guess they're
before.
responsible for them. That's,
Okay.
That I would think.
Okay, to be here from another country
Yeah.
like that. Okay, I was just curious. That's
I'm
what I
sure
thought it meant.
that's why it
And
was.
that was for what, a certain amount of time? Or,
Well, they were going to stay here.
okay.
And my mother told her parents, I'll be back in a year. Well, it was 25 years
Yeah.
when she got back.
Wow.
But my grandmother came over, but she was only here for 6 months. And that was when Carol lived down at the farmhouse.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother was here, only for 6 months. That's all. That was the first time she flew in an airplane to come over here to see us.
Wow.
And she was in her 80s then. First time she flew.
So what did Oma do at the restaurant and pop up at the
Waitress.
Doylestown Inn?
Waitress, and my father was the chef.
And is that where he learned how to cook? Or did he know how to cook before that?
He knew how to cook.
Oh, wow.
You know, since I have so much time to think, every one of you girls never stood there and watched me cook, right? I didn't do that with my mother. I used to help her, but I didn't actually cook. And I'm thinking to myself, my God, our whole family, I think all of them, are good cooks. Never went to school for cooking, school for cooking. I think they come out of there and they think they know it all.
Yeah.
Most of them. It takes experience.
Yeah.
You know that, being so young,
Yeah.
the way you cook. You don't learn that way. It's the same thing if your mother did that to you at home when you're cooking and didn't tell you that you didn't do that right.
Yeah.
You're not learning. It's working on a car, a motor, or anything.
So do you know how long Oma and Pop Pop were at the Doylestown Inn?
My father, he quit the Doylestown Inn. I don't know how long he was there.
Yeah.
And from there, that's when we moved to Eureka. And what was I going to say?
Well, so like your parents met at the Doylestown Inn.
Yeah.
When were you born? What year were you born?
1934.
And they were still working there when you were born?
Yeah, because they moved, that's when they lived in Doylestown,
Okay.
by the high school there.
Okay.
And I don't know if they bought the house or rented it.
Okay.
Because I only had the pictures when I was a baby and I saw the house. And it was right across from the high school.
Okay.
Nice houses there. But anyway, from there to Eureka.
That was your father's first farm, right?
No, Edison, down on 611, going towards Warrington.
Okay.
But way before that, Edison's school was right across the highway. And he bought a little place. It only had a little barn, a little garage like, and a house. And we lived there. And we went to school in Edison. That's across the highway. And then we went to Eureka.
Okay.
And my dad, before that, I'll take a minute. And before that, my dad got tired of working for everybody else, and he wanted to quit. But first of all, he went to the Warrington Inn because he knew them, and they wanted him to cook for them. The restaurant, Warrington Inn, was a nice place. Well, he worked there for, I don't know, a few years, I guess. Then from there, he went to that
Smorgasbord?
Yeah. Oh, what was the name of it? Oh, my God. I don't remember the name of the town. Anyway, he worked there, and then he said to my mother, he says, I'm working so hard for everybody else. We should build our own restaurant. And that's when they built Valley Farm.
Okay.
Right on 611. That was a little farm at the time. And there was an electrical fire in our barn there by 611
Yeah.
on that farm. And the firemen came down because the barn started to burn. And there was hay in there and straw, so it went up pretty fast.
Yeah.
And the Plumsonville Fire Company was in there fighting this fire. And my dad cooked dinner for every single fireman that was there.
Wow.
And we all brought it down to them, 1, 2 by 2, 3 by 3.
Wow.
And he fed all of them. And of course, the barn was gone. Not with their fault, but they said it was electrical.
Wasn't there a farm, though, on Old 611? And that would be where the Tohican Middle School is. Didn't they have something on that road, too?
Yeah, another farm.
That's what I thought.
Thanks, Brenda. I forgot that one.
That's okay.
But our driveway, we had a driveway in the new 611 and in the old 611. And in the old 611, right up the hill, my dad bought another farm. And that's the ground where the trailer park is.
Okay.
And Gargus was his name. And my parents knew him. And when he bought that ground and put a few trailers on it, he asked my dad, would you sell me more ground? And that was where Penn
Yep.
and
Penn Engineering.
yeah,
Yep.
that's where they built.
Okay. And next to Uncle Dave's, now I think it's called D-Town Guitar,
Yeah,
there was a Baptist church there.
yeah,
Didn't Pop Pop and Oma give that to them?
yeah.
That's what I thought, that
Yeah.
property.
They were very nice. They were colored people. They were very nice. And my mother used to walk down and visit them in the church. Yeah, they were very nice people.
So we gave them the land to build that church.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
they
my
ask
dad
us?
gave it to them.
Like, how'd that come about?
My dad wasn't a grabber for money. Him and my mom worked really hard for their money and buying and selling farms.
Yeah.
That's how they got on their feet.
Yeah.
So were they more about giving back to and helping others? So that's why they wanted to give that property to the church. So they had
Yeah.
something, or did they ask them for that property, the church?
Oh,
Do you know?
I think they asked them that they could buy it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did. But my dad said, no, you don't have to buy it. I'm going to give it to you. And then he helped the guy with the trailers too. But I think, no, he charged him for the ground.
Yeah.
You know, it's right up 611 there.
Well, and that was a lot more ground too, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, let's see.
And what kind of food did your father cook?
He could cook anything.
Yeah.
And so could my brother. Never went to school. And to me, that's amazing. And then it went all through the kids.
Yeah.
All my girls are good cooks.
The Valley Farm restaurant, though, they did cook a lot of German meals, though, because it was, right? He
Yeah.
did provide a lot of German food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We had like 50 items on the menu.
Yeah.
Not Mexican or anything.
No.
It was German or American.
I always say, because it's funny you say that, I always have told Jeff and the boys,
Yeah.
I never remember growing up and having Mexican food. We never had Mexican
No.
food. Look at her face.
Well-
We didn't. I never had it growing up. I
We didn't
No.
didn't get takeout either.
No, we didn't.
Pretty proud of that.
I don't think in general, though, you know, in years ago, as many people did takeout, but we definitely didn't do takeout or.
Oh, no.
We didn't.
I cooked dinner every day.
Yeah.
In the morning when you kids were little, I would take you over to the restaurant with me because I did all the baking.
Yeah.
And you played right there in that booth that was in the wall there. Mm-hmm. And in the back dining room because my dad said, we're not opening up for breakfast because everybody is in Doylestown and that's where they have breakfast. They're not going to come out here before they go to work to have breakfast. And that was good because we could do all our work,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
What were all of your roles in your parents' restaurant? Like yours, Auntie's, and your brother's?
Auntie she didn't work in the restaurant.
I thought all of you were in your parents' restaurant, though. She was there too,
She
wasn't she?
didn't work in the restaurant. She worked Taylor Glove Factory in Plumsteadville.
Oh, okay.
She did office work.
Okay, so what did you do
And then-
a lot of in your parents' restaurant at the Valley Farm?
Well, I'll tell you, that's what I admired from my mom and dad. They treated me and all the waitresses, all our help, the same way as they treated me. Mm-hmm. I was no different, no better, and it worked. When I told one guy this that I worked with at Ken's Cafe, he could hardly believe me. I said, well, it's true. I was cashier, I was hostess, I was the baker. I did dishes by hand, all the dishes. My dad couldn't buy a dishwasher right away
Yeah.
when they built the restaurant, you know. So we worked everywhere, learned how to work. And I liked that. I liked it. I just did.
Well, look at everything you learned by
Yeah.
them doing that.
What was the restaurant like?
I like a family restaurant more or less.
And compared to today's restaurants, like what did they give you when you would sit down? Did you
Okay.
get? Yeah.
I'll
like
tell
what did a
you.
meal look like?
Roast turkey, stuffed turkey, dinner, $1.75. Platter, turkey,
$1.75.
yeah, $1.50 a platter.
Wow.
Okay. My dad said when he was helping my mom make the menu, he said, I want a regular family to be able to afford to come out with their children. Sunday dinner or whenever. And a lot of our neighbors came during the week, so we were busy all the time.
Yeah.
The line used to go all the way around the building on a weekend.
That's amazing.
And the one time, my girlfriend was waitressing, and she had a party of 6. And the guy left his tip under the dish, but she didn't know it until they got up and walked out, right? He left her a quarter. So I'll never forget it. It was so funny. She picked up the quarter. She said, Annie, I'm going to run after that guy. I said, okay, Janie, go. So she ran after him. She says, sir, I'm going to give you this quarter back. I think you need it more than I do.
Oh boy, yeah.
And
But that's pretty good for a if a meal's $1.75.
yeah, right. That's not
Oh,
too bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get a
God, yeah.
quarter. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, and those little pans, they look like a loaf of bread.
Yes.
Everybody got that at the table, besides the rolls that we would heat up and give them with their dinners or
Yeah.
platters. Then we got, we called it a boat, banana split dish. If you remember how they were
Okay.
shaped.
Yeah.
There were celery, radishes,
Carrot.
scallions in there,
Carrots.
carrots, sliced carrots. Everybody got that in the middle of the table.
For free.
Yeah,
Yeah, when they first sat down. And didn't they also get cottage cheese,
yeah. Cottage cheese and
cornbread?
lima bean, kidney bean salad
Yep.
in a bowl. And then you got a salad and 2 vegetables.
It was a lot of things. It's hard to remember everything that was put on the table when they sat down. It was so many things they got. It was a lot.
Oh, yeah.
It was a lot.
And then butter.
Yep.
I can see it.
I can too, almost.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of things. Oh, apple fritters.
That's right. Yeah, the apple fritters. Were they
Oh, my
free?
God.
Yeah, because that's what the restaurant was really known for, is their apple fritters.
Yeah.
People came from everywhere, didn't they,
Yeah.
for the apple fritters?
Yeah, they were good. Mm-hmm. I still have the recipe.
We're going to try to make those apple fritters again, Mom. We need to figure it
Oh,
out.
yeah?
We do. Yeah, we want to try to make them.
Yeah.
Maybe Jeff can.
I need Jeff to cut it down because it makes an extremely
It's too
large
much.
amount.
That was in a milk bucket
Yes.
where you milk the cows.
Another thing, too, a lot of the waitresses, the employees at the Valley Farm back
Yeah.
then, the big difference is, too, is then they stayed, right? It wasn't like a big turnover. They stayed, didn't
Oh,
they?
they stayed.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We never had a problem.
And didn't your dad in the restaurant, he butchered his own meat, didn't he?
No. Our friend, Brinker's Fuel,
Yeah.
that's the son.
Okay.
One of the sons. And he was a butcher. And my dad would take his pigs there to be butchered and a steer. And then my dad would cut up the meat.
Yeah.
And I also know how to do that because I had a butcher job
Okay.
in Frenchtown until the boss was chasing me around. And I said, get the hell away from me. He was something else. And his wife is right there in the middle room.
Oh, he liked you.
doing bookwork.
Yeah, that's what she's saying.
He liked you, huh?
I couldn't stand them. Anyway, the driver of the truck that delivered my half a steer, he helped me in a lot of ways. He would carry the whole thing in. I couldn't carry that in.
Yeah.
And then he took it down and he put it on the hook for me. He became a friend.
So that was all in the Valley Farm restaurant. You would butcher.
Yeah.
Okay. What was your wage? Like, what would you get paid?
Do you know? I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
remember. I know back then it wasn't much.
So you were born. You worked there
1934.
1934, and then just like, what was it like growing up? I know we've kind of bounced around now, but like,
Okay.
And where'd you go to school? What was school like?
Okay. I went to Doylestown High School. That burned down years later.
Uncle Dave was saying that. Mm-hmm. Remember that?
He did say that.
But you went to Catholic school too, right? What was
Very short time.
that? When was that?
My mother took us out of their Catholic church.
How old were you when you went there?
Oh gosh. I must have been 10, 11, and we could walk to school. My mom used to put dark brown, long stockings, cotton.
What, on you?
My sister and I.
Yeah.
That was in then. But we hated them stockings. We only wanted socks.
Yeah.
But my mother put these long stockings. As soon as I left the house, I rolled them all the way down. And I said, I hate these things.
Tell us about the nuns. How were you treated in school?
They just took the flowers and threw them right in the waste can, right in front of us, because we were at their desk. They were teachers, you know, the nuns. And the desk was there, and that's the waste can that was there. And she just threw them in there. But my mother took us out quick.
If you brought them flowers,
Yeah.
you and your sister. Why did they do that, though?
Because my parents were German.
Okay.
Oh, they were ridiculed other little ways through their life. I felt bad for them. But they took it more or less. I mean, they didn't bother with those people. You know, they were strangers, really.
And how did the nuns, like, act?
Oh. I wasn't in Catholic school then. My mother was a waitress at the Doylestown Inn.
Yeah.
And evidently, the priests and the nuns had dinner there sometimes in Doylestown Inn. And the one time I said to my mother, Mother, do they drink? I said, I don't think they drink and play cards and gamble. She says, Annie, I want to tell you something. I wait on them. They come in to eat at least once a week, their dinner. And she said, they gamble in the basement of the church where nobody sees them. They gamble and drink. I said, okay. I wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
I really wasn't. As young as I wasn't surprised. That's why when someone starts talking Catholic, I don't say a word.
So you went to high school, you didn't go to college, right?
No, I turned 16, and then, I don't know if you can quit at 16 now, but when I went to school, 16 years old, you could quit.
Yeah.
And I went to my dad and I said, Dad, I hate school. I cannot sit there anymore and try to read books and learn this and that. I just want to work. But see, my dad and my mom taught us to work on the farm. I did heavy work. My sister didn't. My mother had her getting the plants and the gardening. I guess my mother knew our personalities. That wasn't for me. I did the plowing, baling hay, baling straw. I did all that with my dad when he was home because he worked at that smorgasbord place. That was the last place he was working. And he quit there and then built the restaurant. And then we also, OMIE and I had a little grocery store on the one side of the restaurant. I used to drive to Norristown and pick up at the grocery outlet and to stock up our shelves. It was just a little room in the Valley Farm.
Right.
We made it into a grocery store.
Yeah.
That was when we were living at the restaurant too. Later on, this was. We moved into the room in the back of the restaurant and we lived there. You kids weren't, I guess only a couple of you were born then. But anyway, we had this one neighbor. She was so jolly. She was heavy set. Her kids were never dressed in the morning. She would come down in our store. Nobody hardly in there. She'd come down in her bathrobe and pajamas and, oh, Annie, I need this and that. Okay, got it. Give it to her. And there she is holding her baby, half dressed.
Are you talking about you and Dad lived in that restaurant? Oh, I never knew that. So it was before you and Dad built the house.
Oh, yeah.
And Papa gave you the property.
Yeah. Well, he gave my sister 2 acres and he gave us 2 acres.
How old were you when you met Dad and when you started having kids?
Oh, gosh. 30s. Late 30s.
Really?
Late 20s and early 30s.
Oh, wow. I thought you were going to say a lot earlier than that.
Well, yeah, because her first marriage.
When I got married.
To.
Yeah, I was only 16.
Oh, okay.
And my dad didn't like that.
You were 16 when you were married to Larry.
No, wait. I was 17. I was going to be 18 1 month after the wedding.
Okay.
I was going to turn 18.
Okay.
And my dad didn't want me to, he liked Larry, but he didn't want me to be so young to get married. I don't want you to get married. Well, I said, it's happening.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And how long were you married to Larry before he went into the service, though?
We had everything planned. I don't want to have a baby while you're away.
Yeah.
So he went down to the draft board, asked them if he was going to be drafted pretty soon. Didn't want to be away from me if I was having a baby. They said, oh, no, we're not going to draft you in the Army yet. Well, they were liars.
You didn't have a choice. You just get drafted, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got drafted. So one time after you kids were born and we were living in Danbury, rented that house.
This was with
A
my
half a
dad
house.
now, after Larry. Okay. This was with Dad, Gil.
I would go down to the restaurant with the new kids so you could see my mom and dad before they would get busy. It was in the morning. And I said, come on, kids, get in the car. We're going home. I get home and the phone's ringing. You forgot one. You forgot one of your kids. I said, oh, I didn't count the heads when they got out of the station wagon. And you know who it was? Jay. And every time I had a baby, if I didn't stop in when they picked me up from the hospital, I couldn't drive by the restaurant. He had to hold every single one of you. And he'd be standing in the kitchen just rocking you like this.
You're a mom of 5 girls.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
What was that like?
Everybody used to say, don't you care if it was a boy or girl? I said, no, just so they're healthy. Oh my God, no, I don't care. How can you care? You just want them to be healthy. And they were. They were healthy. And my mom and dad, they could only come when they weren't working a couple hours, and that'd be in the evening sometime, but they always came to see them.
When you and Dad got married, did you always say that you wanted a big family? Or back then, did you not really talk about those things and just, it just happened?
Well, with your dad, it just happened, but I said to my mother, I was just a kid, 10 years old, something like that. I said, Mother, do I have to get married to have kids? I want a lot of children. This is how she answered me. Yes, you do have to be married. She yelled at me. Oh, God.
In our family, do we have some family who are Jehovah Witness?
Oh,
Where
yeah.
did the Jehovah Witness start in our family?
My aunt and uncle in Warrington, Aunt Emma and Uncle Otto.
I remember them.
They weren't real strict.
Yeah.
Because they both worked. That's why my mom and dad never went to church, because they were always working. And you can't take off on a weekend to go to that church.
But Oma and Pop weren't Jehovah Witness, were they?
No, because like I said, they could never go to the service.
They have the beliefs of Jehovah Witness?
A little bit. My dad used to read their pamphlets, their magazines, and he used to tell me a lot of things that did happen in the world. He says, Annie, one day it's going to come. The kids won't be able to live alone. You're going to see their cars in Mom and Pop's driveway all living together. And it did happen. He was so smart because everything was too expensive. They couldn't buy anything. So the kids all lived at home with Mom and Dad. This was years ago,
Yeah.
you know, when I was young.
Did Oma and Pop, when you were young, did they talk about the Lord?
No, only because they were always working. Always work. They had to. They didn't have help from their parent here, you know, because their parents were in Germany. They did it all by themselves.
So how much land did our family own?
Farms? I don't know how much land there was. Well, it was my mother's side. Restaurants that they owned. My dad and my mom also had a restaurant in Norristown, like a luncheonette. There was Pipersville Inn.
Then there's the Indian Rock Inn.
My brother
Oh, wow.
bought that.
And you said the trailer park at one point. Did we have all that land?
That was all my dad and mom's land, with the farm on the old 611 on top of the hill. And the trailers are still there,
Across from Groveland.
across from the school.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I think Germans are the smartest people. They took us out for dinner at a nice place, so we would learn how to act in that restaurant. You didn't get up and run around.
Yeah.
We never did that. One place was the Warrington Inn. They took us there. You got to learn. We never went to the fast food places.
Yeah.
You can't blame them. They were cooks,
Yeah.
chefs.
Omi, do you believe in God?
In God?
Yeah, do you believe in
Yeah.
God? Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me more about it. Why?
Well, I'll tell you one thing I've done for years. I pray for my whole family just about every night. I still do.
That's amazing, yeah.
For my family to keep well, that we're happy. But like I said, we were restaurant business. You never had a chance to go to church. You couldn't take off. That was a busy day, the weekends.
Have you read the Bible? Do you read the Bible?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
I don't mean page by page.
Yeah.
Different things I would pick up.
And how has, like, that helped you through life?
I think my parents taught me a lot more. The way they brought us up. You need something, you want something, you work for it. Nothing was given to my sister and I. They didn't spoil us. And I was proud of that. I always told my kids, even if I get a lot of money someday, I will never spoil you because it's no good. You gotta
Yeah.
learn how to work for what you want.
How has your faith, though, like, or believing in God helped you through life? Is there any particular time that it's, like, helped you get through something, or?
I've learned I'm very strong inside. Some people are weak inside
Yeah.
and strong and have a big mouth on the outside. I'm strong inside.
Yeah.
And if I want to cry a little bit, I cry. And that's my weak place, you know, if something happens to somebody. It's like when I was in the hospital now, the girls didn't tell me about Sharon. I'd rather know than not know because a mother always has a feeling there's something going on. I know there's something going on, but they don't tell me.
What have you learned about love over the years?
I could truthfully say I hardly ever found that. The way my mom and dad were, they worked hard together like this, and that is hard to find with someone, I think, with my life the way I had it.
Yeah.
I don't mind working hard, but the man should do something too to join in and help you. Financially, I'm saying.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, well, that's what it comes down to. Not that I ever wanted a lot of money. I didn't. I
Yeah.
wanted more friends than money, and that's the way it turned out. When I look back, I think, it turned out that way, and
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I know what to do with a little bit of money that I don't have, you know. My mother taught me that. Like she used to say, Annie, if you're not in that room, turn the light off. Okay, Mother, I will. And I have such a habit of doing that. I'm not cheap, but I'm thrifty because I have to be, because I worked for everything. I mean, what we needed.
What did you learn about marriage over the years? And you include love in that, right? So, like, marriage, and should people get married?
I think it's great if you have the right person. You have to work together in every little way. Way back, you had to get married. You get married.
Yeah, because you mentioned years ago when you were very young, and you said to her, "Do you have to get married to
Yeah.
have a lot of babies?" She said yes, so sternly.
My mom, they didn't even talk about your period.
No, I know.
Nothing.
It was different with that
Nothing.
generation. You always told us that. She didn't really talk to you about too
Well,
many
we lived in
things.
Brooklyn when
Yeah.
I got mine at 9 years old, and I was so shy, I didn't tell my mother. I knew about it. You know how I learned? In a one-room schoolhouse with dirty jokes. The kids would tell jokes. I walked around in that apartment in Brooklyn for, I'll bet you, a couple weeks before I told my mother, because I was so shy,
Yeah.
bashful.
What do you think about all the stuff going on today that you see on, like, the news?
The world?
Yeah.
I feel sorry for my young kids. I thought we had it hard to start building the house, settling down, have children, but I don't know how they're going to do it now. But we did it. I don't know how they can afford it if they don't both work. And then it's still hard when two people are working. But I think it's terrible the way these women and children are families. Jay said to me one time, "Mom, you're always locking that door." I said, "Jay, when I'm alone here and I'm upstairs, I can't hear all the motors of cars. They're quieter. So I lock the door. More scared."
With all the violence you're saying in the world today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, years ago, I heard this car and this guy, I thought it was a guy, walking down our driveway in the middle of the night. And I got up and I'm looking out there and I saw a shadow coming down here, and we had our car sitting here. Here, he was drunk. His car stopped right at the end of our driveway. So he was walking around, and years back, I left my key in the car. Well, I haven't left my keys in the car for ages. I don't do that anywhere anymore. You can't. But I'm not even driving anymore. Did I tell you that? I'm going to miss it. I'm not used to this. I still can drive, but, well, it'll be a couple bills that I won't have to worry about. The fuel this year, oh my God. They milk you in between. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
When you only need a little bit, $300.
OMIE, what would you say you're most proud of?
In my life, my kids, my children, and my grandchildren, great-grandchildren.
What's something that you think everyone should experience in their lifetime?
Working hard together with your husband. Years back when I worked so much, but I always said I was lucky because from Valley Farm to our house that we had built, I wasn't spending gas money. I could walk to work. And my kids were with me. They only had one babysitter, that was Kay, when your dad and I went out dancing.
I remember that.
Well, and then in my day, I used to hear, oh, I worked 8 hours. I said to myself, I won't tell you what I said to myself. You ought to have my schedule.
Well,
But
yeah.
I enjoyed my schedule. I never bitched about my working. I enjoyed the working because I could never have an office job. I told you that before. I went to work in the morning. I did all the baking at Valley Farm. The kids were with me when they were little. I would come home and make dinner, and we all sat together, had dinner together.
Yeah.
And then I went back to work till 10. I didn't mind. I had to work. We needed the money.
So you had 5 children, right? All girls.
Yeah.
You were working all the time. Sounds like you had a fulfilled life doing that, right? Like being a mother and working.
I never had a stranger
Yeah.
to babysit. And I always said I was very lucky that way. I wouldn't want a stranger to take care of my kids. You don't know what they're doing.
True.
I mean, they could be nasty.
Yeah. Would you say life is hard, OMIE?
Today,
Just in
general, or today?
Yeah.
I think it's hard whenever you're starting. It was hard when I was a kid to start out. Getting married and, well, everybody thinks that. Well, it is. But it's just the way everything is so high in price today. I don't know how the kids are going to do it. But they probably thought that way about us. How are we going to do it? You know? But we did it.
But you did it. So would you say, looking back on it, is there anything that you wish you didn't worry about or stress about because it maybe took you away from things in life?
Well, no. How can I put that? I've had dreams of being a dancer. I didn't have many dreams, though, to be something else or to do something else.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, my parents were in restaurant business. I had to work and help them.
Yeah.
There's no way that I would have left them and go somewhere else and work. That would be stupid or just not in the book. I left home once to be a housekeeper so I could have Carol with me. It didn't last long. My parents didn't talk to me till I came back home. They wanted me there.
Yeah.
They said, you work for us.
I always got the impression, and I think it's okay, so you know, for you to say this, because you can still love somebody but speak the truth. That their dreams, you were raised that their dream was your dream. That it was just what you were supposed to do. That your parents, you were supposed to support the restaurant. That's just how you were raised, to work and to help in your family's business. It was the right thing for you to do. I think you were too busy to even stop and think maybe what you would like to do. You weren't thinking of yourself. You didn't have time to even think of yourself, Mom. You didn't.
No, I didn't. And I didn't think, even dream about being a dancer when I had your children, because I wanted you kids.
I'm sure you never stopped to even think maybe what you would personally like to do.
I liked the family atmosphere, making dinners and having a lot of kids. And it came true.
Family fulfilled you most.
Yeah. And my mom and dad always came to visit them, even when they were in bed at night, because that's about the only time they came. They could come, I mean, when they were done in the restaurant. When I'd come home from work, I used to sit in the chair like this, and I said, kids, girls, you can rub my legs. They're aching me. They would make fun of me. Maybe you were too little.
No, Mother, I was not.
You
too
remember?
little. I absolutely remember
You-
all of us taking turns rubbing Mom's feet. Go ahead.
Do you have any regrets?
When Larry came home from the service, he didn't want much to do with Carol, but that was because he wasn't with her from day one when she was born. He was in the Army. He just wanted to be with me, and that hurt me. I was young, and I didn't understand it. He was crawling on a lot of fields and in the woods over in the service, looking for bombs in the ground. So when he came home from doing that for so long, that probably mentally, he wasn't crazy. I don't mean that. It's just that he wanted to be with me. He felt safe. But I didn't understand that when I was that young. And he didn't really push Carol away, but it looked that way. He didn't want to spend much time with her, which later on in years he did. As he got older and she got older, they understood it better. And he was a fireman. He spent more time in there, and being so young, I wanted him home with me too, after work, with Carol and I too, but he was always in the firehouse. Oh, that's what I said, well, that's better than a bar room. Yeah. Neither one of us were drinkers.
What's the best book you've ever read?
Oh, God, I don't have the patience.
No, you haven't read many books?
I have one here that I'm still in, Matt Dillon, Gunsmoke.
Okay.
I love that man.
All right.
I didn't finish it yet, though. It's amazing to me that you brought that up because I love him. Matt Dillon, he is exactly the way I thought he was in his personal life. I still watch him. Some of the shows I've seen 2-3 times through the years. I like Westerns. I don't like the kid stuff.
Yeah.
I don't watch them.
What's the best meal you've ever had?
Oh gosh, the best meal. Spatulas with sauerbraten. I haven't had that for years.
And who made it?
My dad, and my brother did too, but my dad was the first one. All the girls are good cooks. They never went to school for it. I never went to school for it. So you just, in the distance, watched your mom and dad, like working on a motor in a car. Do you really stand there and watch someone, like your dad, your uncle, or whatever, and you just know how to do it? Mm-hmm. Because of experience? Yeah. I guess that's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. I know that because I've watched her cook, and I can cook.
My dad, he never went to school. I don't know.
And I think it's important to let your kids, like, when I have kids, I think, that's definitely something I want to do with them. Is, however young they are, they can crack the eggs, I'll get the shells, just let them do it, right?
Yeah, you learn that way.
Tomorrow, you got handed enough money to do whatever you wanted. What would you do? What would be the
What
first...
would I do?
Yeah.
I had another dream, get a big farm and take all the poor children that didn't have a home or parents, raise them on there.
On the farm, I like that.
Help people to help me to help the kids. Bring them up on a farm because you learn everything on a farm.
I love that.
Death, birth, work, and I always thought we were very lucky to be brought up on a farm.
That's my goal. Mm-hmm. Get a farm.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To have a farm?
Yeah.
Oh,
big
great.
Fan. I hope
I'm still alive.
Me too. Mm-hmm. Me too. I'm praying on it.
Oh, that's good. God, if I had a lot of money, I'd give it to you right now. I would. My mother always said that. Never played lottery. I haven't either. But if I would win a lot of money and I would want to help the poor and everybody, that might be such a good feeling. To me, it would be. And my mother always said that too. If you could help people and children.
I agree.
See how many kids that are on the streets?
And they did help people. Where did Oma always send clothes to? She always...
Oh, the family.
Was it the family she was sending them to?
Yeah.
She always would make packages of clothes and all
food.
these things
Send it. My parents bought a canner where you can things in the tin cans.
Okay.
And then you screw them shut.
Yeah.
They used to do that years ago and send them food.
My other question would be, so you're 93.
92.
I thought it was 93.
Yeah, okay.
It was 93.
That's very long. Is there anything that you did every day? Why do you think you're still here? Is there anything you did every day?
You know why? I think of my whole family that way. That we were brought up home cooked meals. We worked with our parents. I mean, not everybody has a farm, but you did little chores in the house or whatever. I can remember making these guys every Saturday cleaning their bedrooms.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it would take Janice all day.
Well, she does a really good job.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh God, helping people that were struggling.
I always remember you saying to us, if you have to save money somewhere, don't save it on your food. If you put more money towards your food, you'll put less money at the doctors. That makes a big difference in your health.
I used to make your cereals too when you were babies. I would cook the oatmeal for way over an hour and then it gets very soft. You ate it, I guess you liked it. Other people buy candy and ice cream and all that. I never did that. And when OMIE would treat you girls to candy or ice cream, even a soda, oh my God, that was once a year. She'd always ask me first because I don't buy that stuff. If it's around, you're going to eat it and drink it. It's no good. Are the questions done?
I mean, I could ask you questions all day, but...
Oh, no. Oh, God. That's more questions than I ever been asked.
We'll do a part 2.